Okay, so we got another unboxing video today, and this is Masterverse Hordak, Princess of Power. Yeah, well, he was on the She-Ra cartoon, and this is based on the She-Ra cartoon, so that makes sense. It says Princess of Power, right? Uh, so we got on back here with the cross-sell artwork, we have She-Ra, we have Zodak and Katra. All of those I need to get. I'm not going to be getting these two because I have no interest in that cartoon. And I have no interest in those designs in a Masterverse format. If I wanted these designs, I would have bought the other line, which I did not. So I'm not going to buy them in Masterverse either. So there is a piece of tape here at the top. Let's go ahead and cut that. Box is pretty standard. What we come to expect from this line. Nice piece of artwork there. If I can get it at a spot where it's not going to reflect. There we go. And there is a bio, and it says, Hordak, ruthless leader of the evil horde, banished from Eternia by his pupil Skeletor, the vile Hordak rules the planet Etheria from the Fright Zone with cruel technology and dark magic. This ruthless tyrant delights in the pain and misery of others, even those in his evil horde who are most loyal to him. And we can see some other characters around here sneaking around like Mantenna and Leech and Hordak himself. Like I said, pretty nice artwork. I'm used to nice artwork on these figures. So let's go ahead and open them up. There we go. All right. So like I said, this is based on more the Filmation animation version of Hordak. But there are some elements of this from the original toy. Like, for example, there's a cape. It's a soft goods cape. It seems to be made of the same material that She-Ra's cape is made out of. So that's good. In fact, let me go get She-Ra. I think that might be one of my lost episodes also. So I didn't really get a chance to talk about her, so we can talk about her a little bit in this video too. So we'll go ahead and pull out the hands. So there's a pointing hand, and there is a gripping hand, and there is an extra right arm, which has a closed fist. And all of this is in dark blue since it's supposed to look like the cartoon. And Hordak was blue in the cartoon as opposed to gray, like the original toy. So a little blast effect there. And we've got a little clamp claw for his mechanical arm. Hordak was like a kind of a technological character. And he could shapeshift into various kinds of machinery, like turn into a rocket or turn his arm into various sorts of weapons. Here's the crossbow, which, of course, all the original Evil Horde figures came with a crossbow. It's got a nice little energy effect there and some kind of translucent pink plastic. It's got the right sort of bow shape. It does not have the little action feature the original Horde crossbows had, where like you kind of would click it into place and you press a little button and it'd pop out and knock the other figures over. But this is supposed to be like a little bit more of an adult collectible, I think. It says ages 6 and up, so not quite an adult collectible, but obviously I think like if it's 6 and up rather than the standard 4 and up, it's probably aimed at like a slightly older demographic than like your standard He-Man figures, like the old ones. So there's a shield, which the original figure came with kind of a shield after a fashion, but it was one where it sort of like it would clamp on his arm, like going this way and leaving his arm kind of exposed. But this is more set up like a traditional shield. But we'll see to that in a minute. And get him out of the package now. Let's see what kind of. Got some bands holding him in, so let me see if I can cut those. What all bands does he have? I know he's got them at the ankles. Does he have any at the waist? I don't see any at the waist. I see some at the bicep, which that's unusual. And one at the elbow, that's a little more what I expect. All right, so let's see if we can get this. Kind of a trick shot, but I got it. Maybe I can get this one from the back. Problem is, it's always so tight to get from the back. I did figure out nail clippers was a good way to do this. You might have seen that in one of my other videos, but I don't know where my nail clippers are right now. So I think I left them in the bathroom when I was using them to actually clip my nails. I wish I didn't have to do that. I wish they just would just stay at the same length. I wish I didn't just have to shave my head either. That's annoying. Why can't we just have a default setting for our hair? That would be nice. Then I could just be bald all the time. So you might have noticed a change in my surroundings, by the way. I got a couch. So got a little bit of a slightly different setup here. So now all my usual stuff, like the way the camera's set up, you can see it's all over there right now. So maybe I should have just turned the camera this way in the first place. Maybe that would have been something a little more oh no, I don't like being over on this side. This is weird. So, but I'm probably gonna put some more stuff up, behind me on this area. I was gonna do that anyway. But yeah, so here's Hordak out of the package. He's pretty cool looking. Again, very much of the Filmation kind of look to him. It does have a little more extra detail to it, like what you would expect out of a collector's type of figure like this. Like there's some extra detail to his belt and stuff like that. But it is very reminiscent of his look on the Filmation cartoon, where the head does not have as much detail as the original toy head had, and certainly not as much as the Masters Universe Classics version. But I will say there are some things I like better about this version than that version. For example, I like having a soft goods cape rather than a plastic cape. That's always a nice touch. And he's got a lot of good extra accessories here. He does have the extra arm and all that kind of stuff. Now, I actually didn't have the original Classics version of Hordak, so maybe I'm being a little unfair, but I did have the Buzzsaw Hordak version, which is almost identical, but I didn't think his accessories were all that great. But that's because they just used the accessories from the original figure, and the original figure's accessories weren't all that great. I probably would have rather he had a sword or an axe or something like that, scepter, anything. But he came with a crossbow and a weird shield that didn't really work so well. So I usually wound up giving him something out of the accessory pack, or having him steal one of the power swords or something like that. So he has the bionic arm, which, like I said, fans of the cartoon should enjoy. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is a right hand that's got the kind of trigger finger there. And this is a left hand that has a grip on it. So that's going to be kind of awkward, because that means I'm going to have to somehow slide the gripping hand. And, I'm just going to do it while it's off the figure. I always have a hard time with this. I don't know about anybody else, but getting the grip to actually grip on the shield. That's why I prefer to have like a flat open hand. Double check and make sure there wasn't one in there that maybe I missed it. But that way I don't have to fool with this. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and just put the hand on the shield, and then, oh, I'm clever. Oh, the cleverness of me. So, and by the way, this wristband is a separate piece, so be careful with that if you replace it. So we can go ahead and pop that on there, and then his hand came off of the strap anyway. So, whatever. So yeah, I got the hand in there, but now the strap is out of his hand, so now I have to open it back up, and now it's on his wrist, and it's going to be more of a pain. I don't like trying to do that. I would have rather he had a flat open hand also. So, all right, so there we go. I would have rather he had a gripping hand and a flat open hand than having a solid fist. And he can have a solid fist on the right arm, because he's not even going to hold a shield over there anyway, so I don't care. So there he is with the shield, which is a really cool shield. I like this shield quite a bit. Why is this doing like that? Okay, so that's pretty cool. And he's got this clamp. So let's go ahead and we can fit that into the robot arm. And man, that's a tight fit. I got it in there, but you really had to press. So It does look a little overly long with the clamp on there, and that probably has, you know, something to do with the fact that, you know, they didn't want to make the arm cannon too short, so they decided to err on the side of making his arm too long. That's probably fine. I think it looks better on him than the overly long arm looked on Spike. Or I still need to figure out a way to fix that on my Spike. Or he does have the chest armor should be removable because it's got tabs on the side, but I don't know if I'm gonna bother with that right now. And but I will see if I can get the cape out, because I know a lot of people, if you want like if you want it to be truly authentic to Filmation, he did not have a cape. So once you pull off the head and the collar, you can see there's these 3 posts here, and that holds the soft goods cape on there. So we'll go ahead and remove that. Pop that back on there. See how he looks without the cape. And it all seals back together. Looks just fine. So if you want like a more authentic Filmation type of Hordak, you can always take off that cape. Not a big deal. Personally, I like the cape, so I'm going to put it back on him once this video is over and display him that way. That's how he's going to be on my shelf. So let's go ahead and we're going to take this other arm off, and we can put his organic arm on. Let me make sure I got that facing the right way, because I don't want to be fooling with it too much. So there he is with that other arm. Now, he can hold this arm with the solid fist, because this doesn't have actually like a handle to it. So you can just kind of clamp it onto his forearm like so. There we go. Might even clamp at the wrist a little bit because of the wrist guard. So, you know, however you want to put that on there. So, but I know a lot of people are probably going to display him with the robot arm. Anyway, let's go ahead and switch it back out, because I want to go ahead and see how it looks with the blast effect in there. So like I said, it was I had to really force this in here. It might just have to kind of loosen up a bit after time, but there he is with the blast effect in there. And I do wish that the blast effects on these figures had a little more translucency to them. I think that would look a little better, but still, if you want to have Hordak displayed on your shelf and, you know, kind of a blasting at somebody kind of pose, we can do that. So he's a pretty neat little figure. I'm happy with how this turned out. He does have like some pretty big duck-like feet, but that's again, like, I'm pretty sure the original Hordak had feet like that, except for they weren't silver. Like his whole feet were black, but it was still those kind of weird sort of flipper feet, almost like what Skeletor has, but not quite like what Skeletor has. So so yeah, that's pretty much it for Hordak. He definitely gets a recommend from me, although since I bought this a while back, and it was clearance when I bought it when it was a while back, it might not be on the shelves anymore, but you might be able to find it on Amazon or something like that. So if you want to pick up Hordak, I would recommend checking there and see if you can find him for a good price on that particular website. But all in all, a pretty good figure, and I'm glad I picked him up. It seems like I haven't had that much luck finding good Masters of the Universe, Masterverse figures, or Origins figures lately. It seems like I just keep finding the same old things over and over again. But I did get Stratos. If you look over there on my pile of stuff, you can see he's the one at the very top. So I'll probably be opening that soon. And I still haven't found Roboto, which is one I really want. And I still haven't found Catra, which is one I really want. I still haven't found Zodak, one of my favorite characters. So let's, before I finish up here, let me go ahead and I'll go get Kira. Since I know she's over here, I can get to her very easily. And I dropped her sword. Doesn't grip her sword very well. I don't think this hand just it doesn't really grip her sword very well. I'm kind of disappointed by that. But it's a nicely sculpted figure. I was pretty happy with how she turned out. So the only real problem with this, as far as I'm concerned, is that she's got like you can see that they put her emblem right where her articulation is. That kind of kind of cuts into it, and that's unfortunate. But we can see her next to Hordak, and they can have some battles, so that's pretty cool. So, but that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. Let me know what you think about Hordak, like, the character in general or the figure in specific. Somebody just popped in. Somebody's watching it right now, just when I'm about to end it. I'm sorry. You came in right at the end. Well, don't worry, you can rewatch it. It's fine. So if you want to rewatch it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. They're gone. Bye. So, I feel bad now. You can see I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. I know yesterday was May the 4th be with you, but today is Revenge of the Sith. Darth Vader. Yeah, there he is. So it's still Star Wars appropriate to wear this shirt. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode. We will talk to you next time. Bye.